Hey everybody, welcome to Mechanic. I'm Brandon. We got David and David here. We're going to have a very special episode today. David Connors, the Dean at Forsyth Tech Transportation Center, and we're going to go over all the details of the advantage that offers you to get into this field.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, man. All right, so let's get going. First and foremost, all you guys that are watching, we're really addressing the up-and-comers that are getting into the field, and we want you to understand the in-depth advantages of going to Forsyth Tech. I am a Forsyth Tech graduate. I did pretty well at Forsyth Tech, and I learned a lot. I think one of the biggest things, I don't know, you're also a graduate in program, right? Engineering.
New England
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
So you've got similar experience as I do, picking up information from teachers and stuff like that. So
Actually, one of the people I used to work for is actually now a teacher for you, sir, over at Forsyth Tech.
yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one of the first points we want to go over. How do you pick out your professors to teach the classes you have at Forsyth Tech?
Well, the first thing is I tell everybody we do not have any professional instructors. Everybody that's instructed there at the college, they have to have a minimum of 10 years worth of in-shop experience as a technician. They all have to be ASE Master Certified. They also have to have the L1, which is Advanced Engine Performance, and the G1, which is Maintenance and Light Repair. So, like I say, we can actually include real-world experience on what we're trying to teach.
Yeah. Well, I want to attest to that. It does work very, very well. Our program at Carolina Auto and Cloverdale Auto, and also soon to be Big South Performance, is actually based on his program. All of our store managers have previous experience, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's for communication with our employees, and for the teachers for communication with the students. And being able to give the finer details of this type of business, it applies very much in both fields, both in the public and the private. So, what are some advantages of a teacher who knows the automobile and knows how to work on it?
Well, you get more than just theory. The theory you've got to know, be able to understand it, to be able to learn real world situations. But there's so many things that you run into in the industry. Cars riding up and down the road, beating and banging, things that happen that I cannot duplicate inside the shop.
Yeah.
So if you had never actually had the real world experience, these are things that you would never run into. And then with our instructors, we've got instructor that has got a huge Chrysler background. We've got Toyota instructors. We've got Lexus guy. I'm work for GM and Independence myself. So we've got a big variety of the different manufacturers out there. That way we can offer the students different perspectives from each manufacturer's view.
And with having all the different teachers, having all different backgrounds with so much experience, it really allows. We've had a couple of your students actually come to us over at JMedic as well. And it really allows the students to get not only the book knowledge of it, because you can read something as much as you want, and you can know how to do it and how the book says to do it, but getting your hands on is a whole different ballgame, and you actually get that at Forsyth Tech.
Yes,
I've had a few other
Yep.
people come from different schools, and they know what to do in their head, but not how to do it with their hands.
Right.
And people that come out of Forsyth Tech, we kind of have that experience. It's not exactly real world, but it's as close as you can get to the point of I can just hand that guy, here's the problem, run with it, and I'm good.
So we're both employers. You previously had that experience, and of course students are the same route for you. But would you rather a student try to figure out how to turn a rotor? Not a student, sorry, a new employee try to figure out how to turn a rotor, or have an employee that had a teacher teach him how to fine tune that machine and run that rotor through the machine?
Every time someone that has any bit of knowledge on something, it's better than someone that doesn't. Now, of course, you have to start somewhere and learn somewhere, but any bit of knowledge that you have on something in particular that you're doing before you go into it, the better, especially when it's the hands-on.
But how long do you think versus somebody with no experience on that machine versus just a young man who maybe doesn't have a grandpa or an uncle or a dad to teach him how to do this? How much time do you spend waiting to make profit off of that employee that has no experience but has good a good theory or understands automotive theory versus somebody who does have the basics of how to run that machine.
I'd say at least 2 or 3 times faster, minimum.
That's where the value is. So that's what I was leading to. All you guys that are watching, when you go in there and you take these opportunities to actually, you'd be surprised at how much technique it takes to use a slide hammer and to actually make that slide hammer do what a slide hammer does. These teachers are older, they're experienced, they've used the slide hammer, and they're going to teach you how to use it. We as employers, when you come in saying, I have experience using a slide hammer with my dad, we don't know if you're telling the truth. So if you're not, we know that, yes, we'll invest time in you, have natural talent on a vehicle, and obviously we're not going to send you on your way. But we as employers have to wait 3 times as long before we can make a profit off of you as a employee versus somebody who's been to Forsyth Tech and not only had the basics, but got some of those finer tuned tips to utilize that equipment. We typically see somebody instead of 3 months before we're making a profit, we're looking at 1 month, and we're fine with that 1 month because we can go ahead and put that in there, work on a 90-day program to give that student a bonus or a bump in pay in 90 days and really allow him to take advantage of this field.
They still have to teach them something.
Mm-hmm.
Your student will have the knowledge of how this works. Let's, for instance, we'll stay on the brake thing for a moment. Let's say I have a brake cut.
Yeah.
An on-car brake plate. Your student knows what run out is. Your student knows how the machine, generally, the system works. Your student is going to know what they need to do, the tolerance that they need to have. And sit there and tell that person within the ins and out of that machine, and they will know all the information that they need to know to run it properly. Versus I now have to take a technician with someone that's new to the field that has no experience at all, have to pull another technician, most likely, off of another job.
Which costs us money.
Which costs us more money. So it costs us money and money.
Yep.
To train that student that is now a student of us.
Right.
Versus already having that skill and knowledge, it takes me literally minutes.
Yep. I do pay more for Forsyth Tech students. Let's put that out there. Typically do. Starting pay in North Carolina is $750. I typically start students out at around 12 to 15, depending on how they're doing at school. And then in 90 days, we go to $21 to $23 an hour. And that's pretty standard.
Yes.
The reason that I'm willing to spend that money is because I saved that 2 months. 2 months of loss on a technician teaching, and also waiting on the other student to come up for the potential money he's going to make is a long wait and a long ask. That's why we tell you, hey, $8, $10, $11 an hour, you're going to start a little lower, which means you'll probably make the money back that you spent at Forsyth Tech within your first few months of working for me or for J-Medic.
Well, if you play your cards right, you make your money back at Forsyth Tech before you ever graduate.
You're right about that.
We offer internship opportunities. Work-based learning is what it's called. Our students, they have to do a minimum of 640 hours in a repair facility. They're all paid internships, so with the cost of what the college is, they pretty much
Cover the
cost of the schooling just by doing internships.
I agree with you because I did the program.
Yes, exactly.
On a side note for that as well, too,
Yeah.
you guys have a fantastic tool program as well,
Yes,
too, for
they
all
do.
students.
Yes.
Help you make sure you have the right tools starting out. You have no idea how much we will pay if you have the right tools.
And for people that are just looking to get into this industry, tools are going to be more expensive than you think.
Yep.
Forsyth Tech has a fantastic program, a reputation with all the tool suppliers, Snap-on, Matco, Mac,
Yep.
Cornwell. They have a fantastic relationship with them at fairly sizable and some even huge discounts
Oh yeah.
on all these tools. So you can even amass your tool collection sooner than you would normally if you just came in off of the street and said, hey, I want to be a technician.
Exactly.
Something I've told, we've been hiring some new and some of the previous Forsyth Tech students, and encouraging them to buy tools. A little difficult. I'm sure you've had that experience before.
We have.
If you're young and you're buying tools, if you're trying to find an environment to make sure you can afford these tools, Forsyth Tech, their base of people that they're working with that are purchasing tools all have 0 to no credit. They're young men. So they have all the avenues routed out to make sure you can safely purchase your tools and take and be ready for the location that you begin at. One of the other things I told the last young man, his name's Nick, about tools is you can't be good at something if you don't own the tool that you use to do the job.
Right.
So one of the things in the automotive community that is so integral is the fact that our tools determine what we're worth, literally. Like our skill set is based on being able to utilize that tool and knowing how to use it, and you will not get good at it if you don't own it. So if you do go Forsyth Tech, please take the time to talk to them about their tool program and take advantage of that. All right, so we're going to get a little bit into the structure of what Forsyth Tech offers. I understand y'all have 2 programs. You mind elaborating on what those 2 programs are?
We do. We've got 2 different programs in the automotive department. One of them is a Toyota T10 program, which is designed specifically for students wanting to go to a Toyota and Lexus dealership. Then we also have the general automotive, which is not tied into any particular manufacturer.
So what's the advantage of the Toyota program? Not that I don't already know.
The advantages are you have some students that are very brand loyal. They want the security of working on one particular brand day in and day out, instead of having to work on a general repair shop where you might see 25 different manufacturers coming through the door. Toyota, Lexus, but you can also get manufacturer certifications coming through the program. Our students, Toyota classifies it as a fast track, but they can actually graduate our program as Toyota or Lexus expert certified.
That's pretty cool. So I wish, I wasn't going into work on Toyotas, but for all you potential students out there, when you do go into the field, if you haven't already worked for a dealership, we have to certify per dealership, regardless of our ASEs and our experience at school. So that fast tracks you quite a bit because you don't show up having to blow through their program. David here has that pre-packaged for you, so you can take advantage of that and really have it ahead of the game when you get in. You don't have to do oil change for a long time while you complete their
That
process.
also works into the how much and how quickly can other facilities make, including the dealerships that you're looking to go to.
Exactly. And part of the program requires when our students are out doing their internship, the dealer has to supply a master technician as a mentor for our students. We've actually got a booklet that goes by with just ASE tasks that students have to be doing while they're out in the industry. So, like you said, they're not just tied down on a lube base, changing oil, changing tires, doing all that.
Yeah.
And our program, they can, like I say, graduate expert certified pending they pass their ASEs within 5 semesters or basically 2 years.
Yeah.
If you go in just off the street with a general automotive degree or whatever, like the Toyota world, you're looking somewhere between 5 to 7 years to become expert certified.
Yep.
And you're looking at a cost to the employer somewhere around $20,000 to $25,000 is the numbers that Toyota gives me on that.
Experience or not, even if you're coming from, let's say you work for Lexus, and you did not go through your program, and you went over to Nissan, Van York Nissan, where I previously worked at, you're going to have to wait probably a couple months to get through all of Nissan's program before even you as an experienced mechanic have the opportunity to make all the money you have available to you with the jobs that come in the store.
Well, it's a business, and the employer's got to realize that, okay, is this employee worth me spending this kind of money on? Or is this somebody that I'm going to spend the money on and then they're going to, take the next ship out the door?
If I could have a Carolina Auto program over there for you, I would love to have that because all the guys coming out would be pre-prepped for my location.
Exactly.
So, Toyota's put money in this for a reason. It's not a joke,
And even if you go to a different manufacturer, the fact that you are already certified in something is going to show them that, yes, I am in this industry to be here.
Exactly.
This isn't something I want to do on the side. I have gone to the proper places, the proper schools, and that is going to open so many more doors for you than if you just came off the street.
Exactly.
It also shows focus. It shows that you're a focused person. You like to fine tune things and take the best possible route. So somebody that does come from the school and does go to the Toyota program, I look at it as this guy is probably an efficiency-based person, not mindset. And he may bring that into my facility, and I might be able to take advantage of that in my own facility.
And we pride ourselves on the Toyota program. We have a 100% placement rate. With the students graduating, like I say, we do maintain a 100% placement rate. Yes, it is.
I don't think I know of any other places.
No,
don't say that.
I'm not going to.
Well, we do a very
schools, but yeah,
we have a very strict screening program to get into the Toyota program. We have to go through an interview process, and there's certain checklists. Because I mean, Toyota's got probably $2 million worth of inventory sitting at our lot. I've got 56 Toyota and Lexus vehicles. We keep nothing over 5 years. They will actually take the vehicle, repurpose it, crush it, send us something new back in its place. So I mean, they really look after us. So we have very strict guidelines in getting into the program.
I got a few questions about all these certifications. Do you offer any classes on these? And what can these? Light duty, medium duty, heavy duty?
We do offer diesel. We've got a heavy duty diesel class. You can either do a 2-year associate's degree. We've got a certificate and a diploma path. The certificate and diploma are 1-year programs. They have got partnerships with Bobcat. Students actually going through, they're doing modules. I know through Allison, they're doing Cummins stuff. They're doing stuff for Freightliner, Detroit. So they're actually getting a lot of manufacturer training while they're in the program.
It's great to know.
Yeah.
One reason I was about to ask, I know I never went Forsyth. And I was curious about because I was having a few guys asking me when they can get their certifications. I cannot get it myself. He was mentioning that he can get it more. His
Take your ASCs.
Yes.
Yes, they have the ASCs at the school, so they have an outlet for the ASC to be done there after you learn the content in the class. So I've taken advantage of that. A lot of other students have taken advantage of that. It is also something we do look at when we're hiring because my ASC has ASCs is more likely to be able to handle more stuff. So if your employees wanted to go to Forsyth Tech, have them come talk to David and ask him what available classes there are. A lot of times it's the easiest if you're in the field, go ahead and take one class, get that class out of the way, get that ASC out of the way, and do it in that process.
People that are already in the field too, to get our ASCs, he's who we go to.
Yeah, same
We
here.
go to Forsyth Tech to
Yep.
get our ASCs.
Well, and we're going to go a little off topic on this. Now, we do not have it yet for the diesel, but we are actually offering ASC remediation for 4 areas, and
Okay.
it's through our continuing ed. I think it's like $90. It's a 4-week deal, meet 2 nights a week. We've got it for brakes, steering and suspension, electrical, and air conditioning. So say that you've been in the industry, but maybe you're not the best test taker.
Yeah.
We've actually got a curriculum built to where myself or one of my instructors will actually cover them classes like 4 hours a night. And then once we finish up the last class, then we go up to our testing center and they actually take the ASC there on the spot.
So just ASC
when did
focused
that class
classes.
We done it started about a year ago.
Oh, wow.
That's a new
Yes, that
one.
was-
I like that.
he
Yeah, I
gets
think we need to
the
talk
next
more about
question.
that.
That was my other question. So I know it. No, I know it. I was my question, but you stole it, man.
Yeah.
Read my mind.
I'm going to assume David had a lot to do with those classes starting up. I think
We
that's
did, we
awesome.
did.
I want to kind of pause for a second and ask a couple more questions about that program because we have a lot of viewers that have their own shops, and I'll be honest, man, I barely have time to scratch my own ears. So
But I would like to also. I'm curious about. There is something about. I don't know if it is school teachers or how the students take it, but when you came to employment to get a new guy over here, they always got the bigger numbers as a mechanic, and then they told me I can make $120,000 a year, and they came with that, and then you came to you. It says, what you gonna give me? And you said, we're gonna start $18, $20 an hour. $120,000 a year. So I don't know how students they just see the higher number. But
the kids hear what they want to
there's a
hear. I
process.
think, yeah,
It's a process to get there.
yeah, there is.
It is. And part of the problem we run into with the numbers is the numbers are based on a master technician, a seasoned technician
Yeah.
with 10, 12 years worth of experience, not somebody just coming in as an entry level job. It's like any other job. If you go in to McDonald's, they're going to start you out sweeping the floors. Then they're going to move you maybe to the fries and then to the line. You have to build yourself up. And until you have that knowledge base, you're not worth $125,000 to the employer. Now, you probably employ people that are very much worth that.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm sure you've
yeah.
got entry level people. I mean, we all have our place and we have to pay our dues and work our way up through it.
Yeah.
Well, the reason it's typically 1 or 2 guys to the people who are listening that are students. The reason it's 1 or 2 guys that are paid that each shop is they work their way into that position. and they do a lot of classes, a lot of studying, a lot of exercising their knowledge on cars. And we do pay them $65, $85 an hour, sometimes more, just to be able to be that guy for our shop. To answer your question, elaborate a little bit. The students do get told, how the process works and how to build themselves up. As students coming to talk to Tony or anybody like me or anybody else on this table, make sure you come in there, be realistic. Don't play games with numbers or anything like that. Enjoy the process, enjoy growing. I make a substantial amount of money now in my life, and I did it by doing it the way you're suggesting. I was sweeping floors at Van York Nissan in High Point.
So when you go to any employer, you want to sit down in there and to think they can pamper you. They say, hey, come in, you're gonna start making $50, $60 an hour. That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. So
Well, with the classes that they have, that's one of the things that you guys I know do discuss with your students is, hey, what should you realistically expect when you come
Yeah,
out of
we
our
do.
program,
Absolutely.
come out of
Yeah,
our classes?
And I instill with them, they will be a good entry level technician. I don't care if you've passed all 8 ASCs and it says on your shoulder patch that you're a master tech. That takes experience. That's the reason why ASC requires minimum 2 years of in-shop experience. So even though they may have passed certification test, you're not a master tech until you get that experience.
Yeah, you can pass the test, you won't get your pass for 2 years.
Exactly.
Yep.
And speaking
Exactly.
about classes, what's the process to like go through your classes and things like that? So let's say I'm coming to you, I'm saying, hey, I'd like to be a student. I'm going to register
Yeah.
as a new technician in your class. What's the beginning to end?
Okay, beginning to end would be you would just go on to Forsyth Tech's webpage, www.forsythtech.edu. You can do the online application. They have you do your residency status, fill out your FAFSA form, which I tell everybody to do because financial aid is free money you do not have to pay back.
Yep.
And what you
It's
don't
worth it, people.
and what you
Take the
don't
time.
what you don't use, you get in a cash reimbursement or get a check for that reimbursement amount, whatever's left over that you're awarded. Thus, you can buy tools with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell students all the time. But with that being said, once you are actually accepted by the college and all that, they usually assign you an advisor. 90% of the time, I'm the advisor that they're going to assign to you. Then I'm going to sit you or the student or whatever down, and whether it be over the telephone, whether it be face to face, we're going to talk about what are you looking for out of this industry. Do you want Toyota? Yes, I mean, if you're not really sold on Toyota, or maybe you want General Motors or an independent shop or whatever, then I'm going to recommend my general program to you. Then we're going to talk about what's your life situation. Are you working a full-time job? Are you married? Do you have a family? Where are you at sort of in life? And the reason I do that is because we offer morning classes, we offer afternoon classes, and we also offer a night program. So I have a lot of students that will work 40 hours. Brandon, for example,
I did work full-time.
or more during the day. They work a full-time day. They come into our program from 6 until 10 at night. And like I say, they're able to work their way through the program with that. We have the associate's degree in the diesel. So we pretty much just look to see where the student's at, and then we try to place them accordingly to what's going to work in with their schedule.
Yeah. And to store managers and store owners, a little tip for you guys, because I was with those night students, when you're hiring people and somebody says I'm part of Forsyth Tech's night program and I work full time, that might be somebody you want to grab because there's some bad dudes that come out of those night classes.
Yes, there is.
There are dads, with wives and kids that work extraordinarily hard and they're very proud of their skill set. And I've seen a lot of them in those night classes.
And they have a desire to improve themselves.
They do.
They want to provide for their family better, so they're doing what they've got to do.
Yeah.
They're taking their time away from what could potentially be time with the family,
Rest,
time hanging out,
relaxation,
so
family
that they
time.
can
Mhm.
better themselves, learn more, get more knowledge, and do more.
Exactly.
So now I've enrolled in your program. Now I'm one of your students. What's going to be my daily class thing?
Once again, depends on whether you're doing day classes or night classes. If you're doing a morning session, most of the time it's from 8 o'clock in the morning until about 11:50. Afternoons are usually from 1 till 5, and then the night usually is between 6 to 10. We usually meet 4 to 5 days a week, depending on what the class load is that particular semester. And your day will be usually about 45 minutes to an hour classroom, 3 hours of class, you're going to be out in the shop. We try to do at least a 25-75 split to where we spend 3/4 of the time actually in the shop doing lab activities and all that. And we've actually got our classes set up where now the lab grade is 50% of your total grade.
Oh, nice. I
So
like that.
we are grading very heavy because at the end of the day, you can answer all the questions on a piece of paper, but if you cannot go out and actually do the task, they're no good to you. They're no good to you
Sure.
or any other shop. I mean, when we
Yeah.
come out the door.
I like that. I like that for future employees that I'll be picking up myself. Again, on that, you got a program now for remediary classes for ASEs.
It's through our continuing ed. Yes, sir.
I want to get back on that because I think we have a large number of people who could take advantage of that through you. Is it like general or is it one ASE at a time?
It's one at a time.
Good.
And like I say, we
Okay.
have the classes broke up where you do like 4 weeks for brakes, 4 weeks for steering and suspension, 4 weeks for electrical, 4 weeks for the air conditioning.
Are the classes on rotation with a couple teachers, or can you pretty much get whatever you want?
You can pretty much get whatever you want.
Okay.
One of our instructors, Daniel Merritt, who you know real well,
Meredith's awesome.
Merritt wrote most of the curriculum for it.
Makes sense.
And he has taught most of the classes.
Okay.
But depending on what his schedule is at the time, whatever, you might have me for a couple of nights of it. So that we don't burn any
you
instructors
or
out.
Merit are good options. I'd be happy with either.
Well, and I was going to say, but it could be a couple of different instructors.
Yeah.
But normally it's going to be Merritt.
Okay. We're definitely going to talk about this later. So you guys out there who are running shops, a lot of us who run shops don't have time to go get our ASEs or get ones that we weren't able to get previously to moving up to where we're at. Remember that. Take advantage of that. Come talk to David. Ask him more about it. See if you can get on that program and get some more ASEs under your belt. Having ASEs as service writers, store managers, store owners is a huge advantage. It establishes us for our employees as a source for support and advice when they get in sticky situations.
We've talked about it previously too, just general overall improving of your knowledge
Yeah.
in the field for any position in the automotive industry is never detrimental. It's always nothing but an advantage.
Well, I'll be honest. There's some of those classes that I have got my ASEs for, and I'd still retake the class again and get some remediation because there's content even though I passed the
There's
test,
some
I
things
don't
I'd have
remember.
to look up to.
Well, I was going to say, I'm in my 30th year in the industry. I graduated for Forsyth
Well, that means
Diesel.
you know everything, though.
Well, but I'm a product of the college. I graduated automotive in 94. I graduated diesel in 95.
Yeah.
Last week, I recerted in 6 regular ASEs and my L1.
Yeah, I think it's awesome you have that program. I know so many people in the industry that could take advantage of that. So we'll keep note of that program he was talking about where you can get involved with the school, involved with the people you're hiring and getting them educated because it is really for us. We get a lot of value out of what he teaches you guys when y'all go to school with him.
Well, and if anybody's looking for students, our career service department, you can actually reach out to them. They'll let you post online any kind of job request or anything that you've got opening. That way the students can actually have access to see it as well. Plus contact me and I can usually put you in line with students pretty quick.
Yeah, not many things that Forsyth Tech hasn't already thought about. So if you're thinking about it,
Yes.
you think it could be utilized to your advantage, they probably already have somebody in place. You just need to make that phone call. I like that. An episode based on students taking advantage of the school.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's advice I've gotten from David myself that helped me get to where I am right now, and that was advice on how to interact with teachers and what to get out of it. Thanks, everybody. Please review this episode, take notes, take advantage of it, enjoy the process, and come join us at our shops and get involved with the automotive industry. Absolutely. And like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. The more people that know about this, the more people we can help. We're here to help. That's what we want to do, all of us.
Thank y'all for letting us be here tonight.
Thank you for coming, Dave. Appreciate it.